everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Don't mind the cat butt. Sorry. Censored.
My ear holes just said low battery.
No.
I have some earbuds. You want to borrow them?
I got some. I'm going to try to switch over.
Here's some bows. It won't help. I can't connect them to the TV.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Don't mind us. It's just been one of those days.
Yes.
I trust everyone has had a blessed week. So, hello, Zoila. If you made it in, I hope your iPad is holding on to Marge and Sherry K and Dinky Jen and then
How are you,
Chanson
ladies?
and Sam and Marcia. It's good to see you.
Yes, it is. Hello, hello. I hope y'all are all having a great Sunday.
Yeah.
I know I am. I'm just enjoying the heck out of my Sunday.
Hello, Ella Joe. Thank you so much for being here. She says she's going to be listening.
Hey, Ola Joe, how are you doing, sweetheart? And hello,
there's
Brenda.
Brenda. Hello, sweetie.
I trust you guys are doing good.
And there's Michelle Mosaic.
It has been a weekend. Let's just leave it at that. Y'all don't need to do the gory details. Although I was letting everybody else know. Oh, I am so happy, Marcia. I'm happy.
Awesome.
Virtual hugs. Yes, ma'am. Virtual hugs to everybody out there. We're so glad you're here with us.
Absolutely.
Hola.
Hola, Maritza.
Hello.
Hello, Maritza.
Thank you.
I always want to add an I in there. I always want to call her Maurizia. I don't know why.
Well, you're probably right, and we're probably wrong.
Well, there's no I after the Z. I'm just adding stuff.
I don't know. I can't. I'm looking at it. Think about it.
Oh, it's Maritza.
It is Maritza. It's a beautiful name. Hello, Laura.
Hello, Laura. How are you this afternoon, sweetheart?
Yes, I do love Daniel's hair. I think it looks really cool. It does. But I've been working on my amigurumi tooth. I don't know about the rest of the gang, what they've been working on, but that's what I've been doing. What's everyone in the chat been up to?
I've been working on my Four Seasons mosaic blanket. That's what I do on Saturday evenings and into Sunday. So
Cool.
Yep. I try to allot so many rows, to get done, and that's where I'm at.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've legit been working only on work. I'm feeling after work.
Yes, make sure you guys welcome back Coco. She's back. Didn't know if y'all noticed. I just thought I'd put that out there. That Coco.
I literally actually picked up yarn and a crochet hook, and I'm like, no, put it back. Too much.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, Michelle's already started working on Christmas. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Oh, I believe it. Her Christmas projects are always insane. So, yeah.
Yes. That's wonderful.
Yeah, pretty much, Sherry. I'll work, no play.
That sounds like live.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Dinky Jen.
That is super sweet. Well, I was hoping we'd get more of a crowd because we have a really cool thing to do with you guys today. Y'all can talk about it. I'm going to sit here with my mouth closed.
I have no idea what we're doing. So I'm just here for the ride.
It's down there at the bottom. It's down there at the bottom. You can read what we're going to do.
Okay. I see it.
Yeah.
I'm in the know now.
Yeah.
Well, it's only been about 5 minutes. We'll give everybody a little bit more time to get in.
Hey, Gloria. No, Granny didn't go on today. She had family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have family too, but I think you mean in a different sense.
Well, hers is visiting. Hello, Gloria. How are you, sweetheart?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Let's see. Brenda said, I cleaned out a basket of yarn. Oh, the yarn barf. That gave me inspiration to play with yarn again. Goodness, Brenda. I hate,
That could do it.
ugh, hate yarn barfs.
I hate yarn barf, but surprisingly, I like entangling yarn.
Oh, not me.
I
If
find it
it's a little
therapeutic.
bit, where I can get it done, I'll say max 5 minutes. Anything more than that, or it comes out in this big old wad, I'm like, So I'll just snip, set it off to the side, and keep it
Yeah,
going.
if I'm in the middle of a project, yeah, definitely not. But like if
Mhm.
something happened, I'm like, oh dang, and I'm just sitting there watching TV.
Yeah.
I sit there and tangle it. Like the bigger, the better. It's like a giant puzzle. I love
No,
it.
that's the reason why my oldest daughter loves doing it. No.
Yeah. Thanks, Unique.
Hello, Faith Louise. How are you, sweetie?
Hello.
And then Chanchan said, I just finished week 9 of the Bod Hatapalooza. Whoa, what a name. So be starting back on a work in progress blanket, just not sure which one. Oh my goodness, that means you've got a lot of them, huh? Oh, Sherry, wow. She had to frog 15 rows from whatever she worked on last night. Good morning, Mama G. I said morning.
Mama
I'm sorry. Oh, goodness.
No, Unique agrees. She finds it therapeutic also. Awesome.
No.
Not the only crazy one.
DK Jen said, I frogged a hat earlier, rewound all the yarn for a future project, rewound a yarn I'm using for this hat I'm making now. Well, awesome. There you go, Brenda. That's what you should call her basket. My oh dang basket. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
You have 4 blankets started. Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
Jeez.
Morning
I've
work
not
for me.
Yeah, I've not started another blanket. I've still got Cody's Hufflepuff Grafgan. And I refuse to start another one till I finish that. It just started getting messy with all the colors.
I need to start on my mum's blanket, but God. Hey, Bren.
Hello, Bryn, sweetie. How are you today?
The worst yarn barf / tangle I had to unmess was I didn't know any better at the time. And I wound up a 1-weight yarn and used center pull.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that, anybody. No. Wound up just fine, but as you start working with it, it just... Anything lower than a 3-weight, you do not want to wind that into a ball. Just do an actual ball and use it outside.
Right. Oh, my goodness. Ooh. Oh, DK says I should continue the 4 seasons, but well.
I'm back. Sorry. Hey, Bren.
I'm about 2/3 the way through winter. And I hope my yarn gets here for the autumn part before I get through it, because I'm going to at least hopefully be ready to start it next week, but we'll see.
Oh, cool.
Wouldn't you be moving to spring after winter?
The way the blanket goes, it goes winter, autumn, summer, spring.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like reverse.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess if you're working from the bottom.
Yeah, that's the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you look at the blanket, you have spring, summer, fall, and winter, but you work from the bottom up. So anyway.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
My brain now comprehends.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Well, we now have about 15 folks in here. So you want to tell us what we're here for, Froggy?
We are going to talk about how to read a pattern. A lot of folks reached out to us saying they needed help learning how to read a pattern. Now, we did drop in the Facebook group a few days ago a pattern for you guys to download and maybe print out so you could follow along with us when we talk about how to read a pattern, and that you could write it out longhand so maybe you could understand it better. So if you need to do that, quickly go to the Facebook group and get that pattern and we are going to show you a very short PowerPoint, and we're going to talk about how to read a pattern.
Yeah.
And I understand this is new. This is not new to most of you, but there were some of you that wanted it. So hopefully they'll be able to go back and watch the replay.
Right.
Yeah. A good pattern will explain it well, but they aren't all good patterns. So
Well, and
No.
not only that, we've talked about before, everybody, I mean, there's not a universal way to write a pattern. There just isn't.
Yeah.
There's not a template that everybody that writes patterns, grabs out there. We all are going to follow this template. This is how we're going to do it.
I'm getting
good.
it for you. I'm getting it, Brenda. Hang on.
So that's another problem. You have to be familiar with the person. Like if you were to get a pattern from creator A and you really like them and you get used to their writing, then all of a sudden you get a pattern from creator, say F,
No,
and
no, go back.
their writing is going to be maybe similar, but there's also going to be other things that maybe they shorten in handwriting, expecting everybody to understand what it means. So,
Yeah.
and I'll have to tell you, there were a couple of them in there that I was like, I've never seen that abbreviation for. Why would they abbreviate that? So we put together a PowerPoint for you that seems to be pretty universal. Many of them you're going to see that but those of you that have been working off of just tutorials, I think are the ones that are really wanting to gravitate more to the books and buying patterns that they're seeing or getting the free ones. And that's where they're getting hung up, is that they've never really taken the time to learn or to just don't know where to start as far as reading the patterns concerned. So that's why we
Hey,
did this.
Frozen.
Hello, Angela. How are you, sweetheart? Oh, there you go. Mama G said this is awesome because I'm just now learning how to read them. Well, there you
Oh,
go.
that's wonderful.
Yes.
I'm glad that we can help.
Yes.
I'm trying to make it so that post comes to the top of the Facebook group.
Zoila's back. Yay.
Welcome back,
There
Zoila.
you are, Zoila.
Okay, it is the second thing in the Facebook group. It was posted 4 days ago, and it says pattern to print off for this Sunday's TFF. It is a seashell can cozy PDF. Surprise, Coco.
Oh, Zoila, that is okay, sweetheart. We're just glad you're here with us.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zoila, you do whatever you can do. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Whatever is easier for you, sweetheart.
Yeah. The fact that you found a way to be here is awesome, Ellen.
Isn't that the truth?
Absolutely. So I'm going to give you guys another couple of minutes because it took me a minute to get that back up toward the top.
Agreed, Mama G. She's the mod extraordinaire.
Is the mod extraordinaire. I agree with that completely. What is this other thing? Oh, I don't care about that. Absolutely. Okay, so as I hope everyone has been able to download that pattern or print it or whatever. So we can go ahead and start the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And then
if you aren't able to, don't stress. You can do it later.
right.
Rewatch the live.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because we have that pattern in the PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go back and you can get that pattern. It will still be in the TFF group. We're not taking it down. And then you can get it and you can go along with this PowerPoint with your pattern. And let's see how it goes. Whenever Dan's ready.
Here we go.
Oh, wrong one. I wanted to be the middle of the conversation there.
Oh, there we go.
Extreme close up.
I wanted to be special. All right, guys. Whenever y'all are ready. This is about how to read a pattern. And basically, when you learn to read a pattern, you have to learn what all the abbreviations mean.
Mm-hmm.
And once you've learned the abbreviations, you can read any pattern. Majority of patterns, 99% of patterns, have what's called a legend, which tells you what those abbreviations mean. Now, we have gone and assembled as many of abbreviations as we could find. Like YD means yard or yards. Yo means yarn over. The asterisk normally means to repeat the instructions after the asterisk or between asterisks as many times as instructed. The parentheses also means to repeat the instructions inside the parentheses as many times as instructed. And the brackets are used for a repeat within a repeat. And then one of y'all read that one for me.
So the basics is single crochet is SC, DC is double crochet, and also you got to keep in mind too, like if it's a UK written
Right.
or an American written, because those will differ a bit.
And
so yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and the terms that we, excuse me, are showing you today are all American terms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, they could be in UK also, but it just double crochet would mean something different.
Right.
Kind of thing. But yeah, so SLST is slip stitch. TRC is treble crochet. Oh, I didn't know that. I always do just put TC. Okay. But that's what the legend's for.
But it can be,
Here we go. There's
it
an
can be
example
different
right
ways.
there.
Yeah. And whip, works in progress. We all know that one. We all got many of them.
might have a
HTC,
few.
half double crochet.
And then we have another set. Go ahead, Maureen, read that.
CH means chain, which hopefully all of us understand that one. And then DTR is a double treble. Now, sometimes you'll just see that as DT as or DTRC, I think. I have seen it more often than just DTR. And then you have the triple treble, which is TR and TR. Then you have the quadruple treble, which really, I mean, unless you are one who loves making shawls a lot, that triple treble and quadruple treble, you're not going to run across it much in blankets.
Never come across that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've
No.
seen those last two more whenever I was making shawls a lot. Mm-hmm. And then ALT means to alternate, and BEG means beginning. So some of these, you can kind of figure out, but still some of these will not show up in a legend. Like ALT, they're just going to assume that you know that means alternate. And BEG, they're just going to assume that you understand that means beginning.
Yeah, I find like once you're into advanced patterns, they assume a lot that you know things.
Oh, yes, they sure do.
They assume that you know that CM is centimeter and CONT is continue. Then the DC2 TOG or DC2 TOG is to work 2 double crochets together. And then you will find DC3 TOG to work 3 double crochets together. And some shawls I have seen to double crochet 4 and 5
yes
together.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have FOLL, which is follow, and G for grams.
Yeah. And you will also see sometimes single crochet 2 together, triple crochet 2 together.
Yes.
They replace the DC with the other basic.
That's correct. And we are going to have this in as a PDF in the Facebook group for you after the live.
Yeah, so you don't have to make notes or, take screenshots or anything. Hello, Kim. Welcome in, sweetheart.
Hello.
Hey, Kim. And go ahead, Coco.
Oh, we're back to me. Oh, there we go. Just what I was saying. Half double crochet, 2 together. Work 2 half double crochets together. HTR3 together. Work 3 double crochet together. I jumped ahead because I didn't know what was coming.
There you go. That's okay.
Yeah. IN is inches, inches. INC, increase. M for meters. For millimeters.
And then Maureen.
OZ, ounces. Now you should remember those from, school. PATT means patterns. REM could be remain or remaining. REP, repeat. Now notice that RS is capitalized. That's talking about the side of your project that you're working on. That means the right side. And as Coco was saying earlier, we have the SC2 tog, which means work 2 single crochets together. The SC3 tog, which means to work 3 single crochets together.
Yes, absolutely.
So the takeaway is a number with tog means do that many together.
That's right. There you go.
Then you're going to have SP. That normally stands for space or spaces. ST always stands for stitch or stitches. Then you have TBL, BLO, or BL. That is through the back loop. It always refers to the back loop. I have seen it written many different ways, but it will normally tell you in the legend that it is through the back loop. That's where you work through the back loop. And then you also have the reverse of that, which is the TFL, FLO, or FL, which is through the front loop. And you remember from doing the stitches together, the TOG, the TOG, that is together. And of course, the capitalized WS refers to the wrong side of the work.
Whoa.
And we wanted to give this is put in here so that you'll have it in the PDF form when the live is over.
Yes.
This is the conversions of all the crochet hooks, not including steel sizes, just letting you know that. But it shows the US number, the US letter, and the old UK numbers.
Now, we don't use that in the UK anymore. We go by millimeters now. So you'll rarely see the numbers on there now.
That's correct. And of course, obviously in millimeters, I always go by millimeters. But when you have patterns, a lot of times they're just going to give you the letter.
Yes.
And occasionally they'll give you the number. Hello, Mary King.
Hello, Mary.
Connie, I saw you come in, my sweetheart. I love you. And it's a lot easier if you have this in with all of your abbreviations. So we stuck that in there for you.
Yes, because I want to draw your attention to the fact if you look right there under US letter, you'll see some dashes, which means that there's not a letter name. And if you go back to the left, we have some millimeter hook sizes that do not have a letter assigned to them. And that's mainly because they're not always called for. But, in some of your older patterns, you're going to see that it may call for a 4.5 millimeter hook, but there's not actually a letter that's associated with that. But if you know that you've got a hook that has a number on it there for you, then you can correlate to which hook you're looking for.
And I agree with you, Faith Louise. I would prefer to go with the millimeters. It's easier for me. Normally when I'm working, I work with millimeters unless my pattern has the letter or number of the hook.
Right.
It's just easier for me to go with the millimeters. I just find that simpler. I had a call for a, is it the 2.5?
Yes.
The 2.5 does not have a U.S. corresponding U.S. letter. Mm-hmm. And so I had to hunt down a 2.5 hook.
Right.
Or use a different hook. And, either way is fine. But
yes, I have too, Faith Louise. She says, I've seen a G plus represent 4.5.
Yes, a lot of people will do the G plus for the 4.5. Mm-hmm. It would be simpler if we all went by the millimeters.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion.
Definitely.
I think a lot of us feel that way, though.
And we also included this for you so that you would have this in the PDF so that you could refer back to it. And it talks about the yarn weights, what they represent, whether it's lace, super fine, fine, light, medium, bulky, super bulky, or jumbo. Basically what you would use that weight of yarn for, even though you can use whatever yarn you want for whatever you're making. And then the suggested crochet hook size in metrics, just the suggested. Remember, you can use a one weight with a 5.5 hook to do yourself a beautiful shawl.
Oh,
But
yeah.
just the suggested hook sizes. We were thinking that this might help you guys to keep as a PDF on your device to refer to whenever you needed it.
Yeah.
That was just what that was for.
Yeah. So basically, whatever the recommended hook size is, if you want it drapier, you go bigger. If you want it more solid and tight, you go smaller.
Right.
Now, if I can light my cigarette, if you downloaded the Seashell Cat Cozy pattern, you will see that it is written in abbreviations. Right here, we have it written out word for word. This way, you can take the two and compare them. Because when you read a pattern, all you're doing is saying in your head what it is when you read the abbreviation. When you see SC, you're just saying in your head single crochet.
That's right.
Well, what we've done here is we took our canned cozy that was written by me and Coco, and we wrote it out for you. And basically, it is a chain, does not count unless it is specified. So anytime you chain in the pattern, you're not going to count it unless we tell you to. And then we're going to tell you using a magic ring or an untightened slip knot. So basically, your way of forming a ring that you're going to tighten down. And then for the first round, you're going to chain 2. See how we wrote it out? And that would normally be written CH2. And then you're going to do 12 double crochets in the ring and tighten it. You're going to tighten the ring down. And then you're going to slip stitch in the first stitch. The way this is written in the can cozy, it is written CH2, 12 DC in ring or in MR and tighten SLST in first ST. Now, this is an easy way to read a pattern. So if you take any pattern that you have and you write it out, Mary, when I was learning to read from my Oma, I had to take the pattern and write it out long form. This is long form pattern writing.
That's right.
So all you have to do is take that pattern and write it over like this in long form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the same thing that we have in our PDF form in the pattern in the Facebook group. Now, the pattern in the Facebook group that I put for you to download has the short form and it has a space for you to write out the long form. And then it has a short form and then a space for you to write out the long form. And this is going to be in the Facebook group for you guys. So you can go back and forth between the two. All right. And if y'all want to carry on with rounds 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll take a break for a minute.
Okay. So round 2 is chain 2, 2 double crochets in each stitch around, slip stitch in first stitch to finish the row. So in the pattern, it would be CH2, 2 DC in each ST. I can't remember if we abbreviated around or not.
Nope.
And
no, we didn't.
Okay. And SLST in the first ST. So that's what it would say in the pattern.
See, that is very easily understandable when it's written in the long form.
Round 4, chain 2 counts as a stitch. 2 double crochets in the same stitch, skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next stitch. Parentheses, this is a repeat section. Skip 2 stitches, 5 double crochets in the next stitch. Close parentheses. You will repeat what's inside the parentheses until the last 2 stitches. Then you would skip 2 stitches, and 2 double crochets in the starting stitch. Slip stitch in top of chain 2. Now that's how it's written. That's how it is. That's what your brain would be reading when it is reading the abbreviations.
That's a good way to put it. Is that's what your brain reads?
That's what your brain reads.
So why don't we spend a minute on round 4? Because I think round 4 is very confusing to people.
Right. So the first part says CH2. That counts as a stitch. 2 DCs in the same ST, which means you're going to have 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Yeah. Skip 2 and single crochet. Now we hit the parentheses, which means that's what I'm going to repeat throughout the rest of the row. Skip 2, comma, 5 DC, comma, skip 2. So that is all in the parentheses. That's what I repeat all the way down, because it tells me then to repeat everything that's in the parentheses until the last 2 ST.
So basically until you have 2 stitches left.
Right.
So I understand that this particular round is very confusing.
Yeah.
So what you do is you're going to follow this. Basically what you would do is you would write this out long form, exactly as you see it, including the parentheses. Then you're going to go back and you're going to say, okay, I'm going to do this one step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to chain 2, and that right there counts as a stitch. I'm going to remember that. Then I'm going to do 2 double crochets in that beginning stitch. Okay. Then I'm going to skip 2 stitches. Now I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch. All right. All right. Now I'm back to those parentheses things again, and they're confusing. All right. But we're going to do it. Now I'm going to skip 2 more stitches, and I'm going to do 5 double crochets in the next stitch. All right. Now I'm back again. What do I do? Oh, it's a repeat. So I'm going to repeat again. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to do skip 2 stitches, do 5 double crochets in the next stitch. All right. And I'm back again. It says repeat that thing again. So I'm going to do skip 2 stitches, do 5 double crochets. And I'm going to keep doing that all the way around. And I ain't got but 2 stitches left. And it says until the last 2 stitches. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to skip those 2 stitches. And then I'm going to do 2 more double crochets in that starting stitch. And then I'm going to slip stitch in the top of that beginning chain 2 that counted as a stitch.
Yeah. So basically, the second you happen upon an open bracket, just in your brain, okay, I'm going to repeat this. So take note.
I'm getting ready to see a repeat pattern. Yeah. Yep. Getting ready to do a repeat here.
So if you guys have questions, please ask them, because we don't know what you're thinking if you don't tell us.
Yeah. Another thing I thought of is where it says skip 2 stitches, it'll either say SK2 ST, but if you ever just see SK2, if they don't specify what you're skipping, assume it's stitches.
Right.
Yep. So if y'all want to go ahead with round 5.
Oh, I'll do it.
I volunteer as tribute.
Yay, Daniel's going to do something. Woohoo!
I'm sorry, I was putting the PDF in the Facebook group.
Daniel's been doing all kinds of stuff right here.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, wait, there's questions.
Oh, I don't do patterns unless I get watched, because I get confused by patterns in books. I want to try, but my brain don't work in that way. You could you also maybe take a picture of it or scan it in and print it off. Maybe that will help. I don't know. I struggle with books. I can't write in them.
Okay. All right. You want to hire us to read your Sophie's pattern book out loud? I don't use the pattern book. I use the website. How about that?
I've got the pattern book.
I have the pattern book, but I use the website because I can blow it up, and it's got the pictorials with it too. Hello, Laura. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing good. I'm sorry everything's blurry for you.
Oh.
Yes. And I totally get it, Mama G. Yes, you could see the other way it is written. We're going to show you the other way it's written too. Sorry, I definitely pull that up so you can see the other way it's written.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I understand people preferring tutorials and stuff, but when you're at the point where like you want to watch TV and crochet while you're watching TV or whatever, it's better to just have the written pattern next to you so you can like, you don't have to have like 2 videos going.
Right. Hello, Muffin. How are you this afternoon? Thank you for being here with us.
Hello.
Hey, it's good to see you guys.
Okay, Daniel.
Okay, so round 5 is chain 1. Again, it would be CH or something like that. And then they're not the brackets.
Parentheses.
That's it. And what Maureen said. Single crochet in the same stitch, which would say SC in the same, probably ST. 5 double crochets in the single crochet, so it'd be 5 DC in SC, and then single crochet in the third double crochet, so it would be SC in the third DC. Skip 2 stitches, so it'd probably say SK, 2 stitches ST, S or ST, either of those, and then 5 double crochets in the next single crochet, so it would be 5 DC in the next SC, and then repeat the apprentices until the end of the round. And then at the end it says slip stitch in single crochet, so it would say, what would it say, SL, it would say SL in SC, something like that.
SLST in SC.
I don't think we actually put slip stitch in the PowerPoint, did we? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's there.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all.
I wrote it out, and it shows how much I pay attention.
Yeah. Hello, Gwen. It's good to see you, Gwen.
Hello, Mama Gwen.
If we're all doing a pattern and have questions, can we contact you guys to help? Absolutely. We have an email that you can contact us at.
But let me just say, if you post your question in the Facebook group, anyone can jump in and help you. You might actually get a response quicker.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to put the Facebook group up there too.
So Sherry K has a question. She says, I do have a question. In row 4, you repeat the skip to 5 DC, but row 5 says to 5 DC in the single crochet around.
Yeah, it looks like when we were long forming it, we missed a spot. Thank you for pointing it out, Sherry.
We missed a spot.
Thank you, Sherry. We missed a spot. Bringing up the Facebook group. You will get a lot more help on the Facebook group.
Oh, yes.
And we have to fix that long form. But thank you for grabbing that, Sherry. Thank you. And that helps. It helps a lot. But there's the Facebook group. Please grab join the Facebook group.
Yes.
If you post your questions in the Facebook group, a lot of people will jump on there and help you before we could even grab you.
Oh, that's right.
And not to mention, I'm going to let you know, we do check our email once a week.
Right.
But we check the Facebook group. We get notifications from the Facebook group on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
So ask your question in the Facebook group. You'll get a faster answer. If it's a private question, email it to us.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, if you start your comment in the Facebook group with like all caps question,
right,
then people will know that, hey, this person needs help.
Right.
But we have no problem with helping any of you. Not at all. Not in the least. I mean, with whatever questions you have. And I did say that I would bring that up. That PDF. Hang on, give me a minute. You want to see? Yeah. They want the original form. So give me a second. I'm bringing up the original form. I have it. I just have to find It's right there.
Mhm.
It's right there. It's right there. Present. Share screen.
I'm so glad that many of you here are interested, in stepping out, expanding your knowledge of,
Take off the thing, Dan. It won't let me share my screen.
Give me a second.
It's really great to be able to follow a tutorial. It is. I mean, when I was working on my Sophie's Universe, there were a lot of times when I read and I would even write it out, but I had to go and look at the videos on a particular section because I couldn't quite understand where it was they wanted me to work my stitches. And even as long as I've been crocheting, writing, and reading patterns, just every once in a while, it's hard to understand what somebody else is writing. And so that's why we wanted to at least help get you guys started on just the basics of knowing how to read a pattern.
Okay. This is the actual pattern. And it's got the same pattern notes. The pattern is made in the round. It talks about the yarn used. Okay, so we didn't do that. We picked up right here. Chain does not count unless specified, using a magic ring within that. And then here it is right here. Chain 2, 12 double crochet and ring and tighten. And then slip stitch, 12 double crochets, or at the end it tells you. In the parentheses at the end, it normally tells you how many stitches you're going to have in total.
Right.
And you see there's a space here so I could write it long form if I wanted. And then here it's the chain does not count as a stitch, 2 double crochets in each stitch around, 24 double crochets in total. You notice I'm telling you the long form of it because I'm so used to reading it, even though it says 2DC. Yeah. And here we did the chain 2. And then over here it says BLO DC in each stitch around. Remember, that is back loop only, double crochet in each stitch around, and that gives you a total of 24 double crochets or 24 DC. So this is the original pattern. It is in the Facebook group, and it tells you that we wrote it, by the way. But it goes on with the round 4, and it tells you about the single crochet. And why do we not have that there? Because we didn't do it when we copied it over.
No.
So it is skip 2, single crochet, skip 2. That parenthesis should be right there.
And yeah.
That's all it is. The parenthesis in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I figured out. Okay, chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Single crochet in the same stitch. 5 double crochets in the single crochet. Single crochet in the third double crochet. The parenthesis was moved over and it needs to be corrected. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But now you saw what the actual pattern looked like. You're still learning here.
Something I find helps, could help, is if you take a screenshot or just like an image of just the legend.
Right.
Yes.
Have that on the side to refer back to.
Yes, I do that a lot of times. Let me find another legend.
Yeah, because even though I can follow patterns, no problem. Some people use weird freaking acronyms and whatever.
That's so right.
It's good to have, yeah.
Well, that's why,
especially a combo stitch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And, that's why I was saying earlier, I can't remember if it was us backstage or when we came on, there's not just a one universal template out there that all writers use. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm looking for another one.
I really wish there was. That way we are all consistent on our abbreviations. We're all consistent on the language that we use. We're all consistent on when we use parentheses and brackets and braces.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Yes, it would be. But, it
ain't going to happen.
That's not how it is. So,
You know what? I'm gonna look it up because maybe it does exist. Because I was about to say it would be nice if there was a site you could go to,
Right.
pop in your
There is.
pattern, and it'll write it out for you long form.
Oh, I don't know if there's that, but I do know the Craft Yarn Council does have the abbreviations in standard form.
Yes.
However, not everybody uses the standard form.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I wish they did.
Right, Mama Gwen, that's what we're talking about. Everybody agrees on the same definition, the same abbreviations for the description or for the stitch. Getting back to understanding how to read a pattern, my Grandma made me write mine out step by step. And I'm going to go back to row 4 for just a minute and just, tell you. It said chain 2, so that would be the first step. On the next line in my notebook, I would put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. On the next line, I would put skip 2 and then single crochet. Next step, this is where my repeat pattern is, and I would put it in parentheses. Skip 2, 5 double crochets, skip 2. And that's all in parentheses, so I would know that that's something I'm going to repeat over and over and over and over again until the next step. In the last 2 stitches you skip, then in the last stitch I'm going to put 2 double crochets, where you just every little bit, every time you change something that you're doing, it becomes another step that you're doing. So that really helped me to, number one, not only learn how to read the abbreviations and to understand what it was I was supposed to do, but later on, it helped me when all of that is written out in just, one big long sentence, even though it's abbreviated, my brain could automatically then start breaking up the steps without me having to write it out.
Hey,
I
Mater,
never thought of. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
I never thought to put each step on a separate line, because for me, I have ADHD, right? So
Yes.
everything clumped together is a lot for my brain to comprehend. But having it line by line, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. When I was learning, I was a child, and my Oma always made me write them out in long form.
Yep.
Whether I wanted to or not. And it was every step was done in long form. So I would have like row 1, and whether it took 1 line or 3 lines, didn't matter. It's every step was a line. You get down to row 10, and it might take 10 lines because row 10 took 10 steps.
Right.
But she made me do that. That was the only way I could learn to read the patterns and understand what was going on. But
now, understand, it is tedious at first, but if you really want to learn to read patterns, just like when you were learning to crochet in the beginning by following a tutorial, it just takes practice. So if you're really wanting to learn to read a pattern, you're going to have to make yourself sit down and take the time. Here's my pattern. Here's a piece of paper. I'm going to start writing it out. And then eventually you'll find where you're having to write it out long form less and less, because now your brain is reading the pattern and you're not having to read it over here in the long form.
It's another language, if you think about it. Because when you're writing long form, start with a granny square pattern.
Oh, yeah.
Suggestion to you. Write out a granny square pattern, long form, and step by step. And then pick another pattern that's not very long, maybe 5, pick one of ours in the Facebook group.
Right.
We have no problem with that. And, something that's just thank you. And, something with just a few rows, but, like row 1, and then do each step. Chain 2 is a step. Single crochet in 9 stitches. That's a step. The next step, all the way down to turn and chain. Turn is a step. Chain 2 or chain 1 is a step. And then I go under the row 2, or row 3. Do that, and eventually you're going to find yourself writing SC, DC, CH, and you're going to start getting a hold to it. Oh my goodness, you wouldn't believe it. I was one of her favorite grandchildren. Mind you, she taught me to crochet when I was 5 years old. Pattern writing didn't start until I was about 8. Pattern reading, 8 to 10. I didn't master pattern reading until I was a teenager.
Brenda, my grandma, most of her patterns were from charts. And so that's the reason why she made me write it out. I didn't see a written pattern for a couple of years because I worked off of Grandma's patterns. And like I said, all of hers were charts. So yeah, that's how I learned to read, was I had to know what the symbol meant and I would write it out. Each little row I'd go through. I would tell her verbally first before I wrote it out. She'd say, "You are correct. You may now write that out." And so that's how I did it.
Make sure.
Yes, I was her favorite granddaughter because I wanted to learn to crochet. So,
well, I was one that would sit still long, and not that I could sit still, but I was one that she was able to get to crochet. So I was crocheting before I could read anything, and she had to advance me so that I would leave her alone.
Right.
We haven't even gotten on to reading charts.
Exactly, Connie. When I see a chart, my brain automatically goes to long form. Yep.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten
I much prefer charts. My brain is just more visual. I know exactly what I'm doing. I don't have to worry about acronyms or abbreviations or whatever.
And you also don't have to worry about somebody leaving something out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah.
Like
I would much rather have a chart.
I need a program that writes charts for us, which would be wonderful.
Oh, that would be nice. Yes.
So we could put them together, and I would like to be able to do the charts, but I don't have the ability to write them out.
Let me Google that for you, Brenda. Crochet.
Oh, that's okay, Brenda. We know.
No, it's not a problem.
Shoot, no, you didn't insult us or anything. No.
No.
So,
the other upside to pattern, diagrams, is it doesn't matter what language you speak.
That's right.
So I think written crochet patterns came first, and the earliest known recorded crochet pattern were printed in 1824.
Yes.
Whoa.
And were typically patterns for luxurious purses of gold and silver silk thread.
And think about this. Before that, they had to memorize all their patterns.
Although these were the first documented patterns, there seems to be evidence to suggest that women in particular had been sharing crochet patterns since well before then.
Probably from their own handwritten notes when they were making their own designs. Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you for looking that up, Daniel.
Yes.
Us crafty women stick together, even way back then.
Right.
Yes. Yes. And it shows that even us who've been crocheting for a lot of years, we still make mistakes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We chose that particular pattern because there's a tutorial for it. And 2, there's the PDF for it for you guys. And there's still that parenthesis needs to be moved over for you guys. I apologize for that.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is that's the importance of having your pattern tested.
Oh, yeah.
Always have your pattern tested, even by people you don't like. Oh, okay.
Actually, that's even better, because they will be critical. And that's
they will
what you
be
want.
very critical.
Yeah.
And that's what you need, is very critical.
Yeah.
But we have no problem helping you guys out. Don't forget to put a note in the Facebook group if you have a question.
Right. And like Coco said, I think it would be a great idea for you when you do have a question, you type, very first in caps, question.
Yes.
So we all know to grab it and see what's going on for you.
Yes, because that way we can help you guys as quick as possible. That's checked much quicker than the email is. Email's checked, but not very fast.
Yeah, and just for copyright purposes, just so nobody gets flagged or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Put the line, the row, the round, whatever in there. And what does this mean?
Right.
Because if you paste the whole dang pattern and it's a paid pattern,
yeah, don't do that.
Don't
Very
do
good,
that.
Coco. I'm glad you said that. Yes.
Yeah.
We don't want you to get in trouble for pasting the whole pattern.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mater.
Oh,
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Mater.
Yeah, Mater, you don't have to crochet to be in here with us crazy people.
Yeah.
He don't mind. He likes to come in and hop along.
Mm-hmm.
He hops in and says, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit.
Yep.
Which is awesome sauce.
And did you know the exact origins of crochet are still unclear?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's suggested that it may have evolved from traditional craft practices in places such as South America, the Middle East, and China.
Isn't that cool? Hey, Jen.
Hello, Jen.
Hello.
Dan found something interesting. Keep going. You got a few minutes.
Sounds like there isn't anymore.
There is more, but I think this more infers to the UK. Having been invented as a method of producing a cheap substitute for traditional lace, the humble beginnings of crochet gave it a reputation as an inferior craft. That was until Queen Victoria gave it to the royal thumbs up by buying crocheted lace made by Irish women who were struggling to make a living after the Great Potato Famine.
Mm-hmm.
As a result, she herself learned to crochet, and by the end of her reign in 1901, much of England was quite literally hooked.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
I like that.
Love you, Queen Victoria.
Cool.
You know what? Even if you think no one else can read it, you know what? At least you wrote a pattern out for yourself that you understand.
That's right.
I have patterns that I've written out that only I could read.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sad.
That's right, Jen. Brenda, don't bet on that. You might actually be surprised.
Yeah, we are crocheters. We do speak another language.
Yeah.
And that was really cool, Dan. I like
One of my favorite memes on Facebook is Sheldon, and it says me when trying to explain a crochet pattern, and it's Sheldon. Oh, that's easy. Just like,
yeah.
And then he says it in like abbreviation form.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And right away, I looked at it. I'm like, that's a shell stick.
I know what that is. Yes, fishermen used to do their nets.
Yes.
This is interesting too.
Mm.
In the 1920s and 30s, crochet progressed into a means of producing entire items of clothing, as well as the decorative pieces that were already popular. Women began producing dresses, skirts, and hats of varying patterns. By the 1940s and World War II, crochet became part of the wartime effort in Britain and the US, and women would contribute by making items for the troops.
Yes.
How awesome.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Because they use very thin yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Think about one weight.
Yes.
Imagine making a dress one weight.
Yeah.
I do not have the, unless it's super lacy, I do not have the patience for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, if I don't have patience to make most blankets, then I definitely wouldn't have had patience to use a one weight to make a dress.
Brenda said, I think I need to add that to my gift cards when gifting a crocheted item approved by the Queen.
There you go. Oh my God, that is awesome, Brenda. Oh,
Yes.
It was approved by Queen Victoria. Absolutely.
Yes.
They even had to repair them. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
They had to repair them.
Oh, good Lord,
made
Jen.
a dress in 10 thread. Whoa.
Wow.
Please tell me it was lacy.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And it is really cool information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I really enjoy it.
So it wasn't until the 1960s when the granny square really came into style.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And just everyone remember that knit can be reproduced
Take care,
with a
Mater.
machine. Crochet cannot.
Nope.
That is right.
Crochet cannot. You cannot recreate crochet with a machine.
Mm-mm.
That is completely by hand.
That's right.
Crochet today is making quite a bit of a comeback from designers such as Christian Dior and Dolce & Gabbana. Crochet is a regular feature on the catwalk.
Yeah,
Even
I'm seeing
the
a lot
granny
of that
square.
now.
Mm-hmm.
900 stitches around the bottom.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
Good Lord.
I
Wow.
told you guys, this is not only the year of the granny square, but starting late, back, they always do this, designers, you know, the fashion. There you go. Early in 2023, there was already rumors out of a lot of items that were coming up for spring and then went all the way through fall and winter, starting with crocheted items. And it has just picked up and picked up and picked up.
Oh no! Did you
still going?
Did you see that runway look of the guy wearing a knitted outfit and they unraveled it on the runway? My heart literally sank because I was like, I think it was meant to be unraveled. It was meant to be unraveled. I was just like, someone put a lot of work into that and you've just unraveled all of that hard work. And it was a whole complete look as well.
Is there a YouTube video about it, or did I just see it on Facebook? There's a video of it.
Yeah.
Where they unraveled it. And I'm over here cringing going, if you find it that, you wouldn't be unraveling it. I'm telling you now.
I hope a machine knit that. Because, oh my God. That, or they paid the knitter like an extra like several $100,000 to watch that happen because
I'm thinking it was machine. I think there was a lot of machine knitting.
That would have broke my heart if I did that.
Oh, good Lord,
wonderful. That's good. Doing a granny sweater. That's beautiful. I like that.
Now she's making a wavy granny blanket.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yes, Ivy is very gifted.
That story actually reminds me of one of my old apartments. I had all the cupboards. I was very into like country, shabby chic kind of whatever. And all my cupboard doors, I meticulously taped and made it look like trellis.
Wow.
The very front, like country blue with white trellis over it. And I was moving out and I don't know why I let her, but the next tenant said, hey, can I come in and paint? While I was still living there. And I let her. I don't know why. Like now I'd be like, chuck you, Farley. You wait till you get whatever. So I was there in the kitchen while she was painting over my damn cupboard doors. I'm like,
oh my word. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's awful. Oh.
Yeah.
That is awful. Well, we are going to continue on with the pattern series over the next few episodes.
Yes.
Just let you guys know. And I hope you guys stick with us and that you enjoy it. And welcome back, Coco.
Yes, we're so happy you're back.
I'm happy to be back.
I hope you guys will stay with it. But let us know in the Facebook if you've got any questions. I would really appreciate it.
Yes.
Don't forget your thumbs on the way out. It helps TFF and it does help my channel, but it does help TFF to know that you like what we're telling you.
Right. And if you're catching the replay, please be sure to leave us a comment down in the comment section so we'll know who it was that was watching us later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And stay safe and be kind.
That's right. Please remember, be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know, could be your light that they need to see. We love you all. Thank you so much for being with us.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.